what the person did to you, what they said about you, those type of things, to where you're so focused on the problems that you can't see the promise. For the longest, I was just focused on what happened. I did not know what God was going to do. I did not know what he was going to use, who he was going to use to help me come out of it. I just felt like that it was the end. Like I didn't have room to forgive. I didn't have room to move on. I didn't have anything. I felt like when this person left, they took everything that I had. I felt inadequate. I was empty. I was feeling, worthless. Like, okay, this person have came in and taken everything that I had. What do I do now? But God gave me a scripture. And once God gave me that scripture, my process of being broken became more easy. My scripture that God gave me was Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. I always, as a child, I've heard older people always talk and say, you can open your book and God will speak to you. Open your Bible and God will speak to you. He will give you a scripture to help you. God will speak through his scriptures like they are alive. And this particular time, I was at my mom's house and I had the Bible and I was in the bed and I was crying. This is one of those days I was crying, and I wasn't crying in faith then because I didn't know what was going on. But this is the moment that I gained faith. Because I said, God, I heard a lot of people say that they have opened their Bibles and you have spoken to them. This time I need you to speak to me. And when I opened my Bible, it turned to Isaiah 43. I began to read the entire passage of Isaiah 43. When I got to the 18th verse, it hit me. And nothing, I've never been so sure in anything besides this time that this have happened. When I read the scripture on the passage, 18 and 19, when God said that, when I read it, I knew that it was God speaking to me. I knew that I was not finna be in the place that I was in for long, because then I had faith. I knew that something new was about to come out of this. Everything that I knew that I had at that moment, what I thought I had and how I thought it was and how I felt like I loved this person, how I felt like I needed this person. I felt like I was just everything at that moment. I knew that God was right then making everything work for my good. It didn't matter what happened that day after. Not to say that I still wasn't hurt and I still wasn't confused and I still wasn't uncomfortable. But I knew that God was doing this for the good. It was so much good about to come out of it. So I began to cry in faith. When I cried in faith. I knew, without a doubt, I knew that I was going to come out and I was going to be victorious. What I did know, that the process was about to get more harder, more intense, because the enemy was mad that I gained knowledge and I heard God when he spoke to me about it. Because for the longest, me and the enemy became friends. Anything he told me, I was going to believe him because it was realistic for me. I knew in my mind I can relate to it to say, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, enemy. Let me be with you. Let me talk to you because you talking my language. I can understand what you're saying because all this other stuff I'm not understanding. So me and the enemy became cool. But at that moment, that's when God broke that. And I had faith in God. I was believing God. I knew I'm coming out. God, I don't know the day. I don't know the time. But I know I'm coming out. I do not want to go through this process. I told God that. And I feel like Jesus in the garden did.